Alright, let's do some more trials that specifically are based around the skill sets of these 3 characters who can swim. Okay, I'm glad that I have a foolproof strat for dealing with behemoths with oh no, what's their Nando? There we go. I can't call them Yojimbo. That's their other name. God, even Lulu's taking 2,000 damage? Oh. I feel like 10 has the highest consistency of generalized cruel enemy design in Final Fantasy. Like I'm thinking over it, and I can't think of any other game where every area has some enemy you dread to encounter. Like even early on, in like that early forest area, I forget what it is, Kilika Forest, I think. Even there, they have like some like plant monster thing that can use bullet seed on you. Like super early on, like the Mushroom Rock Road, there's those enemies that can petrify you. Like everywhere, consistently throughout the game, they have something terrifying. Oh shoot, I should have used Demi, I guess, if it's not immune. It's costly to find out, but you never know. I'm really glad that Kimari is in the Orin part of the grid, because he needs the defense so he can truly be relevant. Also, I love how the heave attack, like, realistically, being launched up like that, when you land, you would just, you know, fall and, I guess, break your bones or whatever, but, like, it's Final Fantasy logic, probably wouldn't do that exactly, but like, it somehow, the heave attack, the attack itself is not being heaved, it is that it forces you to crash into the ground as, like, a meteoric impact. It's like, it forces you to become the damage to yourself. Have I used... Okay, I need to use Waka still. And then, next up I'm either healing, or I'm gonna... Okay, just Thundera. Thank you. It's very nice of you to use something that is not a threat. Go, Nando. So yeah, a pretty severe problem that I have here with Nando is that I can't heal them. So if they don't take him out quickly enough, eventually he's gonna become useless, because either he's gonna get KO'd or it'll be too risky to use him, because, you know, every time Nando gets KO'd, that's minus 10 affinity. And minus 10 affinity is a big deal. Like, I've got some different viewers today than from last time, so I'll reiterate, but you get 4 affinity if he uses Zanmato, and his other attacks give less than that. Like, Wakazashi, I believe, gives 1 or 2. If he does attack with Daigoro, then it's minus 1. And I forget what the knife attack is, but that's something there too. But yeah, so it takes a while to get 10 whole affinity points back if you let him die. So, you know, want to be safe if I can. And unfortunately, teaching him Cure will not make him use Cure. He'll always use ninja arts. Oops. Oh, I should have just done that, damn it. Oh well. That was a waste of high potions. Those precious, precious high potions. Man, you encounter these so often too. Like, because of the strategy I'm using, you guys can't see it, but it's supposed to, when it's near death, counter with Meteor. It's such a devastating enemy. Anyway, just pray what I want to use here. Maybe I'll just try my best to keep Oran safe. Oran needs everyone to carry him, basically. Although, I can at least see if Demi does anything good. And I guess Bio wouldn't hurt either. Like, I guess that's what... Okay, no, that's good. That's respectable. 6,000 damage. I don't think anyone I have besides Aeons can do that damage, so that's good. Okay. You've earned your keep, Oran. You're finally relevant. It's just a matter of using the magic that isn't based on your magic stat. That's gonna be what makes you relevant. Oran popping off 25 turns have passed. It's true. He waited patiently, and now he's unleashed. He's like the gamer from that movie. What's it called? Gamer? The one where it says gamer unleash him? I think that's how it goes. So also, okay, thank you, Zanamato. Okay, that's nice and safe. Don't get an overkill. So that's less than ideal, but you know. The safety is much more important than a bit of extra EXP, even if that is like 3,000 extra EXP. But if a single heave lands on Nando, they're out of the game. So I'll take Zanmatos as they come, especially because I get 4 affinity for that too. So every 3 Zanmatos is 1 KO. So there's that too. Alright, how's Kimari's strength? 44, wow! That caught up really quick. He's gonna have it on par with his magic in just a few more moves. Nice. Good. And then even further beyond at this point. And then, quick hit. Quick hit will happen. Is this impassable? It really doesn't look impassable. Huh. Such a weird area. Kimari will reach godhood soon. I mean, I think he's already approaching it. Will never take an L again. He's going to take L's because his defense is never going to catch up at this rate. But besides that... Alright, so this is going to burn through Oran's MP like it's nothing, but at least I'm getting multiple ethers per fight at this rate. Wait, is Demi based on max health? I just realized it still did 6,000-ish damage. I thought it was based on his overall health, but and also it can't be just an overkill amount of damage that's reaching its cap, because then it would be 9,999. So, huh. If Demi is based on max health, that's actually really good. Like, that's way better than it usually is in other games. Man, this is a friendly behemoth. He's only using Thundera. Dying isn't an L if you did more damage than you took. That's true. That's good advice to live by, honestly. That's very accurate.
Please, help us.
Now that I know how to build Yojimbo's affinity, or Nando's affinity as it were, it's gonna be a good opportunity, like, if need be, if my party just doesn't cut it for beating some boss or other, I can bet it all on Yojimbo. Yeah, we're getting to the end of this grid. Yeah, we're gonna have Waka, Yuna, and Kimari with quick hit. It'll be another layer of everyone having U's and Steel and everything like that. Like, this is... that's why I named the stream what I did today, playing Final Fantasy X right, because it's slowly starting to become a thing where it's like, oh man, my party has some glaring weaknesses, but also the utility is unreal compared to the default game. Because there's so much overlap between skills because of this. It's kind of nuts. Alright, more magic defense. Yeah, Auron's kind of tanky, honestly. I mean, he's got great evasion too, because he's on Lulu's grid. Man, they even got one of these in here. This cave sucks. Ugh, okay. You know, this game has the null elemental spells, but I'm surprised there's no status prevention spell. Some sort of Esuna type move that makes you less likely to get hit by a status at the start. You know, like an ounce of prevention versus a pound of cure type thing. But I guess Esuna is dirt cheap in this game. It's weird, remedies are super rare in other games. Like, this game has a very different item structure in general from normal Final Fantasy. They flood you with items and they're way better than normal. Because I've mentioned a couple times, Final Fantasy has a very bad structure when it comes to potions, where it'll be like, a default potion heals 50 damage, a high potion heals 250 damage, Cura heals 2400 damage, and your health is now in the 3000s and 4000s. Have fun using potions to deal with that. Alright, I guess my go-to now is just going to be always starting with Demi to see how that goes. 8,000! Yeah, we're even getting double remedies at this point from stealing.
So, how shall we do this?
So more and more every enemy is becoming immune to stone, but that's all the more reason to just bump up Waka's weapons with more and more status strike things so that something is gonna land. But this is the third tough enemy. Maybe this is the one that's weak to stone. Let's find out. Oh, it's not immune. Okay, this one's not immune. Noted for later. That may come in handy. I just noticed the sound that plays, like the kind of traditional Japanese music, has a sound effect that sounds like a jet taking off. Didn't notice that until now. A side effect of paying Yojimbo all this money is I'm also paying attention to my actual money as it rises. I usually only check every now and then. So... Whoa, what the heck happened there? I feel like that's not how it's supposed to go. I don't think that's intentional. I think that bugged out. I think maybe when they made this port, they didn't test Zanmato on every single ability. Maybe. I think that might be what happens there. Oh yeah, another +4. How's your strength, Lulu? 55? Hell yeah. Oh, you're so big and strong. And you got another +4 coming. Anything else coming soon? Other stuff. How's this? +2? Okay, so yeah. Once she gets here, the stat boosts get a bit lower. But my long-term goal, if I even get here before it ends, is to use a level 3 key sphere, get zombie attack. I don't know if zombie attack's any good. I've never bothered to use it. It's so off the, like, out of the way. If I wasn't playing this game so weirdly, I wouldn't have a reason to go all the way back here to get it. But like, I have no idea what's even vulnerable to zombie, because that, yeah, zombie attack is a new move. It's not in the original version of Final Fantasy X. Originally, there was no way to inflict zombie yourself. And now you can. And zombie is weird because it makes it so that you're more resistant to damage, but can be hurt by healing. So like, in theory, if there's something you can do out there somewhere with it, if you can turn an enemy to a zombie, you could use Phoenix Downs and just wreck them. In theory, if that's a thing. But I have no idea. I'd have to look it up. Okay, yeah, no reason to steal from fish. All they got is grenades. Oh, wow. That's a good crit. Oh yeah, and Riku's even doing overkills now. That +4 must have put her in the vicinity of Wakka's attack. That's kind of sad, actually. Wakka's been building up strength this entire game, and Riku caught up just like that. Of course, once Wakka gets quick hit, it's all over. Although, how is his MP? Not great. Quick hit is pricey. It stacks up pretty quick. Getting lots of crits with Riku. I guess she does have the highest luck stat. Maybe I should use my fortune spheres on her. Like, I'm usually so stingy with those things because they're so rare, but I'm not gonna be playing this well, not this save file again after, because it's leaving Game Pass eventually. So I can just use that stuff. I don't have to worry about the future. Man, these things are strong. Okay, one more steel. Unfortunately, these things are so durable, it's really not practical to beat them normally, because 10,000 health each is a lot for this party. Even if Wakka lands a hit without stone, he's only doing like 2,000, not even 2,000, he's doing like 1,400, 1,200, something like that. Really nothing good. Stone is so essential. Ah, my throat's weirdly congested today. Keep getting caught in my throat. Ooh, +4 magic too. Yeah, Riku's got... Oh, their magic and strength are actually on par now. So I was gonna make her a mage next, but maybe I don't need to. I'm really enjoying how weird this run is, honestly. This isn't even a puzzle, it's literally color-coded. Like, it's funny because, like, their body sizes are not that different. Because it's anime, so you've got very similar figures overall, but no, Like, make sure their body sizes are right or they won't be able to fit in. Trust me. Totally. Already have plenty of mages anyways, yeah? Well, you can't really... Well, okay, actually, no, that's not true. I only have one mage. Like, Auron is a mage in theory, but his magic stat is pathetic. It's the lowest offensive stat I have of any character. The only mage I have right now is Kimari, and he's not on a mage path anymore. He's in Auron's grid now. So I could use Black Magic Spears to give him Firaga and stuff like that, but he's not going to naturally improve as a mage at this point. My for sure next mage is Tidus, because he's almost at the end of Yuna's grid, and everyone knows once you're at the end of Yuna's grid, you go straight to Lulu's, get some magic, and then just replace Lulu as a character, because Lulu isn't actually a very great mage compared to Yuna, because Yuna gets way more magic stat boosts. He's a mage if his heart's in it. He can cast Demi and Bio, so he's not useless anymore. But he can't do the elemental coverage that mages need to do in this game. So also, if there's a trial of Gagazet where you need to have... Wait, I just realized, because of that trial, that implies that Braska, Auron, and Jekt went through it. So which one of them was Riku-sized? But where I was actually going with that is, how do the Ronso do it? They're all gigantic. Ooh, 3 water gems. Alright, chip away, Tidus. Do your part. Okay, that wasn't as bad as it looked. Ronso flexible? Maybe. Actually, you know what? That makes sense. They are cats. They can just become liquid and just morph into the sphere. Like, if you look at a Ronso doing that trial, there's just a puddle of blue fur with 2 glowing eyes staring at you. That's how they do it. Okay, an ambush could actually be really bad, because those big fish do a lot of damage. Oof. Man, I guess I'll revive Riku, but man, now Wakka's gonna take a ton of damage. Yeah, okay, 900 isn't the worst, but it just adds up so quick. Okay, I don't need to waste an Esuna on Wakka, because I can just use an Albed potion, so... Does anyone need healing? Not really. Man, it's so hard to think of a reason to use Tidus. Like, Riku's about in the middle tier of my party, but Wakka has always been the MVP. So I have uses for them, because they can use. That's really all you need. Okay, recovering from this is actually going to be very tough if I can't dodge some attacks. Because, yeah, no, that's bad. That's really bad. Big lightnings, please. Okay, at least we can get water. Now, come on. 1-hit kills for everyone. Not everyone? Okay. Uh-oh, Wakka's gonna die. Shoot, I didn't think that through. But they have so much health. It's unreal, honestly. How good they are. Like, for this party, even by default, Tidus and Waka are not the strongest party members. They're fast. So they do get some good hits in, but yeah, no. Like, I'm glad I have Stone. That's all I can say. And also, yeah, they keep missing, which I appreciate. Like, everyone actually has pretty good evasion because of this weird grid I'm following. Except I think there's a few that, like, obviously everyone has weaknesses because of how this game works. But I feel like in general, my evasion average is way higher than normal. Also, everyone's super fast. Okay, you should at least be close to the out of your health at this point. It did 3,000 damage to you, I saw. I wonder, I think Lancet scales off magic actually. Maybe I should be using Lancet as Tidus. That might do some DPS. And some DPS is better than none DPS. Man, you got so much health. Hey RFS, how's it going? Has the party finally become OP against the code's best efforts? So something I was saying a little bit ago is that it is slowly becoming playing Final Fantasy X right, because over time, like, my characters have glaring weak spots, but they have like tons of utility because there's so much overlap in skills. Like, I'm on the path right now to get quick hit for Yuna, Waka, and Kimari. And normally it's just Tidus who has that, and he's based around it. So, like, there's this ability crossover that's happening that changes how things are. So even though I have lower stats in a lot of ways, like I saw earlier, Riku's defense they're terrible, especially her magic defense. She has 8 magic defense. Everyone else has 20 something. She has 8. But yeah. Man, I'm having a lot of luck with these steals, not so much luck with turning things to stone. Orin can do damage by not relying on his magic stat. I mean, yeah, his strength stat is still strangely relevant, but he is falling behind in that too at this point. I feel like that would have killed either way at that point. Oh, right, I should experiment with... Well, no, I needed to do some healing, but... Well, now I need to do healing again. I was gonna say, I gotta use Lancet with Tidus and see what that damage is like. But now I gotta heal Riku again. Before it gets too bad. I think I'm out of stuff to steal at this point. So I'm gonna get Riku to help a little bit. Such as it is. I guess 2,000 damage total per round isn't terrible. Maybe I can bump that up a little bit further. Okay. It's not as much as either of them. It's half of Riku's damage, but that's still more than 200. It's 2,500 damage, so 4 rounds basically now is what it takes. If I don't get them turned to stone. Yeah, okay, that's pretty fast. Okay. Not getting any overkills, but, you know, you take what you get. Alright, so is now the time to backtrack? Like, I know some holes open up or fill up or something, and you get some stuff in here, but like I said, this area is just a void in my memory. I've beaten this game so many times, more than any other Final Fantasy game, and I just never remember this place. It also makes sure that Tias has MP. Yeah, that is, yeah. Like, everyone in my party, I think, has Lancet, so maintaining MP is also easier. Like, the utility, like I said, is very nice. It's nice that this exists. Might even want to use a Kiraga on Waka here, but whatever. Yeah, Tias does have somewhat low MP, actually, for his role. He's no Yuna. Hey, a mana tablet. That's even more potent than an ether, I believe. Alright, who's gonna die? The like quake-like impact that it makes when you land after a heave makes me think it's gonna be an AoE attack. Like the sheer impact of you landing on the ground causes an earthquake hurting the rest of your party. That's what it looks like visually. Alright, wait, this... Kimahri has so much stuff I forget what he does and doesn't have, honestly. I know he has haste. And yeah, he does have life, okay. He's like, yeah, he is the ultimate Swiss Army knife. He has great stats and a bit of coverage in every roll. It's nice. It's like, it's the saving grace of this run. Such a funny animation, you love it. Yeah, Final Fantasy X, like, their animation quality has gone up a lot since the PS1 games, but it still has a lot of really funny PS1-ish animations, which I really appreciate. Like how when Yuna got hit by Mega Flare a few parts ago, like I can't remember if it was last stream or the one before, but and her model is just in her standing position rotating as she gets nuked by this giant beam. It's pretty great. That's the kind of stuff you have to appreciate when you play Final Fantasy, at least the old ones.
Let's end
It's the old ones where you can suplex yourself, as Sabin.
So be it.
Oh yeah, let's see how Demi works. Now that you've taken some damage. Okay, it is less. So it's weird. It's almost like there's a soft cap there. But I'm not sure why that would be. So that's weird. Yuna is just my Nando summoner at this point. Like, she has her delay attacks, but I don't use them. And like, a lot of enemies are vulnerable to slow and delay. So I should make better use of that, I just don't. I mean, like, yeah, why would I use delay attack when I can use Zenmato? I just realized it cuts off part of the tail too and it just rotates away. Like, I really, really appreciate that everything from Final Fantasy 7 to 10 has at least some animations that just feel like an animator playing with some 3D models. It's just them seeing, oh, weird, I can do that, I guess. I don't know why I would do that, but I'm gonna do it. Lulu is packing bricks into that Moogle doll, yeah. Yeah, I know, her damage is pretty wild at this point. It's pretty fun seeing that kind of power coming out of an attack that's not meant to doing that. I can't wait to see that with Yuna's staff. That's gonna be pretty good too. Right, the rare plus 40 MP as a default part of the grid. Nice. That's a big buff. Yeah, wow. Up in way past the 200s just like that. I'd love to see it. So yeah, I guess once Kimahri reaches Tidus's place, he'll start to at least get a bit more agility. I can't see his evasion or accuracy getting good by the end of this series. But we'll see. My inventory is contained in Lulu's doll. I mean, that does add up, I suppose. It could be anywhere, so it might as well be there. Yeah, okay, if I go back here now, will it open up? I'm going to fight through a lot of enemies. Oh, new enemies, huh? Oh no, wait. That's the one that can confuse me, I think. The big yellow one with the patterns. I think, yeah, this is Flouden Araman. Right, and this is the one where you can steal its musk. Yeah, so I don't know what the exact odds are, but I'm pretty sure every time it does that attack, it can confuse your party member. So, you know, rough. Yeah, Armin and Grendel. Oh yeah, Demi does everything too. Yeah, all enemies 1/4 damage. Let's see how this goes. Oh, that was terrible. Wow. What a waste. Oh yeah, Mega Potions. I guess even those aren't very useful, honestly. Okay, no confuse, please. Or if you confuse some... Okay, that's pretty bad, too. Okay. Whew. Wish more games had evasion as a percentage rather than a flat stat. Well, the thing is, if it's a percentage, then... Like, if it's a flat, that's difficult to balance around because, like, if you have 30% evasion for anything, that can make it so that some stuff just becomes insanely bustedly easy. Because it just by its nature in an RPG has to be weighed against an enemy stat. So, like, in Final Fantasy X, your evasion rate is based on not just your evasion, but also your luck, and it's weighed against your enemy's accuracy and luck as well, I believe. Who needs balance? I mean, not that Final Fantasy games are ever the most balanced RPGs out there. Like, you can't overbalance an RPG or it'll be dull as dishwater. But, you know, you need to strike a balance to a degree of, not a balance in terms of actual gameplay balance, but a balance between being able to break it and being able to have a thrilling fight of some sort. Is that everyone? Have I used everyone? Evasion tanks will get 100% evasion through breaking the game with accessories. So, yeah, I've brought it up a couple of times, but Auron in Opera Omnia is an evasion tank, and Opera Omnia has multiple evasion tanks, and they all have 100% evasion. That's their gimmick. They lock enemies onto them, and then they evade all attacks. And their weakness is that they can evade attacks, but your other party members can't. So, if there's an AoE attack, then... Uh-oh. And then there's other types of tanks in Opera Omnia, like Bosch, for example. He siphons all HP damage to him, and then he has an ability where if his HP ever goes below 50%, he gets healed up to 50%. So he's great for the AoE, but evasion tanks flat out don't get hit, which is also really good if an enemy inflicts debuffs on you. And then also, evasion tanks tend to have counters, like Auron does a counterattack that inflicts full break on the enemies, which is really good. And it's weird because that must just be the way you're meant to build Auron, because Auron's Celestial Weapon does make him counter. And so, like, he can't counter with full break, but in theory, with his Celestial Weapon, and if you took him on Lulu's grid, I guess, for some reason, he could start evading everything and countering everything. And that could help a lot. And yeah, I guess, technically, Tidus can be an evasion tank too, because his celestial weapon is flat out based around evading attacks and countering. The difference is that Auron's grid actually gives him covering abilities. It gives him Sentinel and stuff like that. So that actually makes it so that he can do what you want. But I mean, eventually everyone in 10 gets every ability. That's like the end game. Okay, yeah, I can go down here now. Nice, okay. I wish it was a bit more clear. They should have had like a cutscene or something that explains why you can just go across this now. Warcraft 3 has RPG mechanics, and the highest evasion you can get is 15% unless you're using one specific hero in one faction, who I think gets 30% at his highest. There's one other one who gets as high as 20%. He's available as mercenary and isn't limited to any faction. Interesting. Personally, my favorite kind of evasion is you get to evade one thing no matter what, but you have to know what's coming, basically. Because, like, for example, in Final Fantasy IV, there's a spell called Blink. And that means, and with Blink, if you get hit by a physical attack, you dodge it. And that's it. Ooh, recovery ring. Is that good or is that bad? A return spear is good. But yeah, okay, hold on. Oh, I don't have unit with me. I can't check what rings do. Oh, I can just check my gear, actually. Never mind. No, I can't. Oh, wait. There we go. Go past the shields, into the rings. Oh. It's nothing special. I already have a recovery ring. Oh yeah, no, Lulu's big things are magic defense and evasion, and I think it's very clever. Like, she's actually surprisingly tanky, and it kind of goes along with her black mage role. Like, she can avoid a lot of stuff, and then she can tank magic. So she's not as risky to be out there doing her big damage. And then you have other characters that are more fragile, like Tidus, but he's super quick. He can get multiple turns in and then switch out for someone else. Like, that's the intended design. I think that giving tons of... Hello, Pansy Zombie, how's it going? I think giving tons of evasion to a mage is actually a really smart way to, like, balance it out, because usually mages have the problem of they have, like, 1/3 of the HP that everyone else has, and then, like, no defense. And it's really not fun, because, yeah, it's a glass cannon, sure, but that means that you get into these ruts where it's like, oh, this non-threatening enemy keeps wiping out my black mage because they're so fragile, and I have to just get into this loop of reviving them. Did we make Seymour die yet? Yeah, Seymour is dead. We took him out in Mount Gagazet. Now we're getting out of Mount Gagazet and hopefully getting back to Zanarkand before this stream ends. That's my dream. Maybe make him even deader? No, I think he's gone. I think we can do a crab dance and enjoy his death. These things I feel should be giving me lightning gems, honestly. They're so electrical looking, and giving me items that you can use that are actually gonna hit for their weak spot would be appreciated. Yeah, there is a problem with balancing mages where a lot of the time it reaches a point where it's like, okay, I can use a MP, a limited resource, to cast magic that does damage equivalent to my physical attackers, and it's like a really unfun balance where it's like, I don't want to cast my high level magic to do 4,000 damage when I can use my basic melee attacker to do 4,500 damage at no cost, and don't have to worry about weaknesses, don't have to worry about MP. Like, you really do need to make them hit harder because it costs something to do anything. But you can't go too far either, I guess. I don't know, it's tricky. RPG balance and design is very fun and interesting in my opinion. That's like a big chunk of why I even wanted to do this run. This has been in the back of my head for years now, maybe 5+ years that I've wanted to do this. So I'm really glad I got this excuse to actually try it out. So actually something that I've had as an idea for my Black Mage in my game is basically he has 2 states. You can lock him out of his magic entirely and give himself and basically invert his stats where his magic becomes nothing and his strength goes up, but you don't have any of his utility at that point. And then meanwhile his magic is super good for like pinpointing weaknesses and whatnot. You have to basically choose which one of those you want to actually use for the fight. Because another problem that Black Mages run into constantly is you don't want to use them in random encounters because you don't want to burn through the resources because they're too precious. That's actually, I think, something 10 does a really good job of avoiding by making it so that magic is dirt cheap and you have tons of MP. Like, Lulu starts off being able to cast like dozens of spells before you have to worry about MP. I think it's a very good economy they have going. Trails ran into that issue for 4 games straight. For the very next one, they made Mage's nuke for 80 times harder than every other character. It's so funny. That sounds a bit like overcompensation, but who am I to judge? Sometimes it's nice to just do a lot of damage. If I ever bother to go back and finish Octopus Traveler, I'm specifically using a character that is apparently super busted and lets you do like 40,000 damage as opposed to everyone else being more or less limited to the 9,999 damage cap. Because that game is very much not fun. That game is terribly designed. But if I do feel the need to finish it, because I hate leaving games unfinished, I'm just gonna snap it over the knee, because it doesn't deserve any better. Warcraft 3 mages are either artillery or support. Very few are good at direct combat. Well, yeah, that's a mage staple, honestly. Like, basically any game, if you can get up in the face of a mage, then they're as good as gone. Like even Lulu, if she doesn't avoid your attack, she's gonna get mulched. I'm glad to get them these mana tablets. I don't know what you can do with them, because I don't think they give you the MP cost down stuff. That's something else. I think it's like 3 stars or something like that does it. But it must be something handy, right? It wouldn't be something bad. That would be unfortunate.
So be it.
Man, Demi is burning a hole in my MP with Orin. Like, man, it's a lot. Uh-oh, is someone gonna die or is someone gonna live? Whoa! By a thread! There's one exception, Orcseer, who rides a white wolfos and can summon a spirit shadow wolfos to help him fight. Wow, what a great character. I'm glad they decided to put a good character in Warcraft, finally, after all this time. Wolf summons are like one of the coolest archetypes, and a lot of people are too cowardly to make good use of it. Like, something really cool they did with Midna in Hyrule Warriors is they made it so that her style is based around summoning a bunch of Twilight Wolfos. And like, it's not just she rides around on one like in Twilight Princess. Which, by the way, I guess that means that Link is a Wolfos in that game? Because the Wolfos that Midna get are not classified as wolves, they're classified as Twilight Wolfos. So it must be, yeah, it must be that Link is a Wolfos. But anyways, yeah, she summons a bunch of them for different attacks. It's very cool. Assassin's Creed 3 DLC nailed it. Yeah, I wish there was more stuff like Assassin's Creed 3's DLC. Not just in terms of giving you like an alternate history stuff, but I do also really appreciate how they give you like magic powers that are really cool and still relevant to like how the game plays. It's not something that changes it entirely. Your physical characters have a damage ceiling of 400,000 at the end game, meanwhile your mages hit for over 1 million. Huh, I mean, yeah. It's a tough balancing act, honestly. Like, the thing they can usually use to get around it is by making it so that everyone uses MP to do their stuff. At that point, you can then you can basically do whatever you want, because magic is just basically physical magic and magic. That's all the difference is. But yeah, no, like getting things right in an RPG, like you're never gonna be able to do it perfect because it's so malleable. But you can still put a lot of thought into it and design into it to get things to where they're fun. They don't need to be good. That's the trick. It doesn't have to be mechanically perfect or anything like that. It just has to be satisfying. It's all that matters. Okay. I really haven't engaged with these enemies much yet, but I'm so scared for the time when they finally land a confuse on me. That's gonna be rough. Yo, at max level, they're massive. Do they get bigger the higher level you are? Because that's a pretty good gimmick. I can get behind that. There we go. And remember, Demi is worthless on these guys. It does like 100 damage. Like, I think it was like 900 and 700 for each of them. That's dire. I do believe if you summon enough wolves on one person, they can't survive. Yeah, that's good life advice in general, I'd say. As a general rule, if you summon enough wolves, nobody can survive. Unless you give them like if you like pat them on the head, then it's probably fine. They'll probably swear allegiance to you at that point, but otherwise. And imagine being weak to petrification. Couldn't be me. Orin still does more damage than Waka or Riku.
Enough.
Damn, 5,000 is not enough for an overkill? That's rough. Riku is just statistically inferior to everyone. Is that still the case with this run? Like, I feel like... It's tough to say, but I'll give it a look. I know she's got some pretty dire stats, but can't be that bad, can it? I say as Kimari and Lulu both go towards another +4 strength. And Titus gets a +4 magic. Okay, let's have a look-see. 48 magic, that's pretty good. Yeah, no, she's got good magic, good defense. Well, okay, oh, no, not good defense, bad defense, but her physical defense is serviceable, but magic and strength are both pretty good. She has above average accuracy, above average luck, pretty good agility, not like high levels, but not terrible. Yeah, and Waka's got tons of agility, tons of accuracy, okay defense, not as bad as Riku, great strength, serviceable magic. Orin's got great strength, great defense, terrible magic. great magic defense, high evasion. Kimahri's got great everything except magic defense and evasion and accuracy, I guess. Not that I use... If I was going to attack a flying enemy with Kimahri, I'd be using magic anyway, so it doesn't matter if he has good accuracy. Lulu's still the MVP for defense, which is great because she's also built like a tank now. She's got 37 magic defense, 29 defense. 55 strength, too. I think that's my highest raw stat. Don't think anyone else can compare. Yeah. And even her magic isn't terrible. Okay. Yuna's got... Her strength is finally catching up. And then she's got good agility. She's got really good evasion, too, actually. I didn't notice that. Yeah, I guess both mages have good agility in this game. Huh. Oh, this place is so jank to climb up. I love it. You get caught on so much geometry. None of these break 80. That's awful. I'm getting by just fine. God, meanwhile, these physical enemies keep on just giving me high potions. And like, to be fair, high potions are more relevant in this game than any other Final Fantasy game, I think. But come on, I want something better than that. And they do have a rare steal of a mega potion, but that's not great either. I need like, at this point I need X potions, I think, or cross potions. The way to cast magic in Spirit is fancy footwork. I mean, actually, you say that? I guess, actually, it makes total sense for Yuna to have good evasion, because she's a dancer. So that actually makes a lot of sense. I never thought of that until now. But yeah, no, she does dances all the time to send the dead to the next world. So of course she has good footwork. And she does literally need to have good footwork to do summons. That's actually a really thoughtful thing they did. I didn't even consider that. That's wild. Huh. Yuna dances and people die. It's true. That's what Seymour wanted out of her too. Like that's the whole thing. It's like, oh man, I want her death dance on my side. Alright, is it time for a Kiraga? I think it might be. Oh no, Arm's health not that high. Oh, it doesn't even touch the ground when it shatters. Just the hitbox is too big. Lulu has good evasion because that's the only way to walk around it with a dress of belts and look normal. That's a good point too. Like, if anything though, you think, like, does that mean it's like weighted clothing, and if she wore normal clothing, then her evasion would be like 200? Is that what you're getting at here? Because it feels like that's the implication. You got the perform EX burst ability perfectly, so now it's just a cutscene that plays while you see the Emperor evaporate into fireflies. That's good, I guess. Noise Breaker, is that a silence type move, or is it something that's actually worthwhile? Man, just a little bit further, and Yuna can start just piling on the strength pluses and getting some real good damage going with her quick hit and her agility. Just a little bit more.
They'll be upon us soon. She has sent fiends to test our summoner's strength.
Who is she?
Unaleska.
Lady Unaleska.
In Zanarkand, she awaits the arrival of the strongest.
She is still alive?
It's wild how much they don't know about this
And
pilgrimage.
Seymour,
I see.
Like,
lost your nerve.
it seems almost like, besides like a few people in
Nothing
Bavel,
frightens me
the
now.
only person who knows about how the pilgrimage actually works is
Vraska would be
Orin.
proud.
Then I must not let him down.
If Lulu wore high heels and a Turk suit, she could literally outspeed an airship. I mean, yeah, that sounds right. Yuna in Dissidia is really fun to play. Have you learned how to disjoint your summons yet? Like, do you know that's a thing you can do? It's a really cool little mechanic they have where you can chain summons into other summons. It's very nice. It's a really fun element of her. I never got great at using it, honestly, but it's a thing. Yeah, so like, and I forget which ones do what, but basically, if a summon lands a hit, and then you go into another summon, they will always go to your enemy. So you can, so like, there's a thing you can do with Shiva, for example, with her ranged attack, but I forget exactly how it works. No, her EX mode thing is you use 2 summons at once, but her summons can chain into each other. I don't remember the specifics of how it works. It's been way too long. And the last time I played, I didn't use any of that tech, but it exists. There's stuff you can do. It's very cool. But yeah, Yuna's a super cool character in Dissidia. Oh no, my mage is silenced. Luckily, he has great strength, too. Alright, I got a save sphere right ahead, so I can do this. I can use one of the few AoE attacks. Wow, that's nothing. Jeez. They only have like 2,000 health, I guess? Yeah. Ooh. I do have a piercing Moogle, so that's good. Man. Oh, he got a hit on the counterattack, so that's good. Okay. Let's see where you're at, Yuna. I'm not going to summon for once. Nice! Okay. You can serviceably do Tidus's role now. Her wedding dress ult feels wrong. Well, I mean, yeah, you gotta use the 10-2 ult instead. That's the real ult.